Hi, I'm Ryan LaPlante.
And I'm Tyler Hewitt.
And we are the crazy people who created both Garbage Town the Movie Podcast and Dum Dums and Dragons. And we are super excited to announce that we're starting a podcast production company called Garbage Productions.
So if you head over to patreon.com/Garbage Productions, you can actually subscribe for as little as $1 and you can get some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, you can actually help support the show and help us get made. For $1 a month, you get advance notice on all the upcoming movies on Garbage Town so you can suffer through them yourself. You get advance notice on guests coming up on DD&D so you have an idea of where that's headed, and you have access to our community and comments. For additional money, you get even more input, even more say, and you're even more a part of the shows.
We definitely want to hear from you, so go over there, check it out, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Yeah, patreon.com/Garbage Productions. Become a garbage person with us. Welcome back to Dum Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukkake, your host. Previously on DD&D, our heroes accepted a task from the blustering Carmine Falstaff. Alyn and Butthole engaged in a drinking contest that the half-elf wizard won, and Quinny stole a tooth from a drunk man's mouth. When they took to the road, Butthole was shot right in the back in an ambush. Can our heroes survive their first combat? Find out next on Dum Dums and Dragons!
Roll for initiative, motherfuckers!
I rolled a 1.
Oh, boy.
I rolled a 7.
I have 8.
We're all doing great.
Why'd they fucking shoot me? The moment I get hit, I lean forward and go, son of a bitch, this was going so well.
And where did it come from? Which way was his back facing?
I was facing towards where they were talking, so...
Oh, God damn it.
Well, we knew this would happen.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, speaking as
Pincer
Ryan.
attack.
Oof. Bad call. Bad call
Hey.
on... They're all on one side.
I'm new here.
I'm not saying...
She just left the
I've
temple.
literally never been into combat, never been into the world before.
I said speaking as Ryan.
And I, as
Butthole
Alyn, took
gets
it
it.
very personally.
And you shouldn't be able to hear it as Alyn. That's the
I, as
important
Laura,
thing.
took it very personally.
So, Butthole, you've just been struck by an arrow to the back out of nowhere. However, as that happens, Quinny, you've reached the goblin you were going for. What do you do?
I'm going to attack him.
Great. So, roll me an attack, please.
Ooh, yeah, thank God I can roll twice. That was a 2. Motherfucker, that was a 2 also. This is going great. So I'm doing 7.
Right as your dagger comes down at the goblin's back, you suddenly see a Butthole take an arrow to the back and scream, and it throws you just off your game enough that you kind of like punch the goblin across the back instead of stabbing him. And the
To be clear, I'm screaming in fury, not pain. That's,
No,
that's
I
not
got
his
it.
thing.
Yeah.
So the goblins kind of wonder, what the fuck? And we slip into combat initiative. So each round we'll work our way through the initiative order. You can do things like delay your action if you want. So top of the round, we have Butthole. You've just been shot in the back. What do you do?
I'm going to turn around and dash towards that side where I think the person is and try
Get out
to
of the
spot
clearing.
him. I got my Warhammer in hand, so I mean, if they're close, I'm going to fuck them up.
Do you have a shield or is it just
I have a
Warhammer?
shield and a
Okay,
Warhammer.
cool.
I'm carrying it single-handed right now. A Warhammer is versatile, I discovered, which means you can use it with 1 or 2 hands.
Cool.
So you crash into the brush. You see one goblin with a bow that has clearly just fired, who's reaching for another arrow, and another one with a spear who kind of like steps in front of his friend. What do you do?
I will cast Sacred Flame on the arrow one. So I'm going around the guard and using the power of Moonhammer. I look up and hold my hammer aloft.
Please tell me you shoot like a blue angel or something.
I then fart, and the fart comes out of my butt and swoops past the hammer, which sparks it into blue
damn.
flame that hurls down. So I'm from now on going to call it Blue Flame. And I blue flame the arrow one who thinks they can hide from the power of Moonhammer. And I yell, "Eat this, fucker!"
Yes, the famed battle cry. Great. So talk me through Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, which is blue flame for me, sacred to the goddess Moonhammer. It is a flame-like radiance descends on a creature within range that you can see within 60 feet, and they have to take a dexterity saving throw or receive 1d8 radiant damage. They benefit from no cover during that.
The flame comes to the goblin. He kind of shrieks. He throws himself to the side, and you barely miss him. But you're now standing there locked in combat, locked in eyes, and you feel like, you know, you were close.
I'm happy. I got my shield between them and me. This is already an upgrade. Oh, and I'll yell over my shoulder, "There's 2 over here, and I'm by myself." But I yell it bravely and in fury, not in cowardice.
Quinny, you've just punched a goblin in the back, but you're a nimble fellow, so you're ready to rock and roll again. What do you do?
Has his friend noticed this yet?
Oh, yeah, they're both like, the fuck?
Ah, shit, okay. Yeah, let's just do short sword straight in the face.
Holy
Yep. Plus 5, 21.
You're going at the goblin you just attacked or the other one?
Yeah, the one I just attacked. The one I punched in the back of the head.
So you punch him in the back of the head, he's like, the fuck? And he turns around and you just fucking stab the face out of that goblin. Roll your damage.
2 plus 3, so 5.
He turns around like, what the fuck? And as he says that, his mouth is nice and wide. So you jam the sword right through. It scores through his cheek, comes out the other side of his face. And he opens his eyes in terror.
Okay.
And blood gushes from his torn mouth.
As a bonus action, can I take out the gold tooth from Bob and look to his friend and be like, I'm collecting teeth today?
Yes.
Cool, okay.
Generally speaking, if it's something like that, you could always do it.
All right, I just want to intimidate the fuck out of him.
That brings us to the first set of goblins. So the goblin with the spear next to the one you stabbed looks at the tooth, looks at you, looks at his friend, screams, fuck this, and turns and starts running.
Oh, thank God.
So the goblin is running away from the cart. The other goblin, though, is still kind of impaled on your sword, but he's close enough to you to try and stab the arrow into your eye. So he's going to take an attack against you. So in this case, the goblin rolled rather poorly. He attempts to stab you in the eye with a dagger, but as a nimble halfling who has him gently impaled on a sword, you manage to just duck your head out of the way.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, across the road, giant blue flame just attacked 2 goblins. That's pretty terrifying. The one with the bow says, protect me, and kicks the other guy at you.
Okay, secretly in my head, I mean, I'm still ready to fight them, but I sort of think they're funny.
The one with the spear stumbles at you, and it's very much like an accidental charge. He's an accidental hero today. So he comes running, stumbling at you with his spear held out in front of him, and he manages to hit you squarely. You get the sense that largely that's because of the momentum of his friend's boot. He will deal you 4 points of damage.
Cool.
And he looks about as surprised about that as you are, which brings us down to Alyn. So, Alyn, currently you're seeing one goblin kind of take off through the brush.
All right, so I got to take care of this goblin who's running away because I really want to know why they're wearing this armor, and I'm very concerned about our dwarven friends. So I cast Acid Splash at him.
We need him alive. I cast Acid Splash.
She's been in a temple for a long time.
So, target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage.
He fails badly.
I saw
on
those
both sides.
over the cover. Like those were bad.
that was some heroic things. So roll your damage. So
4.
So he screams and stumbles as an acid bubble bursts onto him. So you see him kind of like going like.
All right, cool.
Bring us back to the top of the round. So Butthole, there's a man with a spear
Right in front of me.
directly in front of you.
I'm going to grab the goblin right in front of me by the throat to use him as a shield against the arrow guy, and with my other hand, I'm going to press it to my chest and cure my wounds magically.
Great. So you're going to drop the hammer to do that?
I'm going to touch myself with the hammer to cure my wounds because that is a sacred instrument.
Great.
I will have to drop my shield to grab him by the throat, but he seems like a better shield than my shield.
I need a shield. Drops shield, picks up goblin.
I like to think of the shield as being sort of strapped.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you can let it hang. It means it won't provide you any protection. But,
Great. I'll let it hang and grab him by the throat.
So the way grabbing someone works is you have to make a grapple check.
Great.
So roll me a strength check, please.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So the goblin standing there looks up at you. You just reach out, you grab him by the throat, hoist him up. His little legs are kicking desperately. And yes, you touch yourself and provide some healing.
Cure wounds heals 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier plus 6. So I need my
We'll let you have that.
D8. 5 plus 6, which means I'm back to full health at 10 from 1. Oh, yeah.
Well
and I
done.
look the little goblin I'm holding by the throat right in the eye with my glowing red eyes and my booming, thaumaturgically empowered voice. And I just say, you thought you could kill a servant of Moonhammer?
And he screams, I have a dog who will feed it if you kill me.
Should have thought of that first.
Quinny, you're up.
How's this goblin doing in front of me?
Well, I mean, he's pretty bloody. You get the sense he's on death's door. He looks like he's committed to fight. He thinks,
Okay, I better finish this guy off then. Sword to the face.
That's how Quinny says his attacks.
Yeah.
11.
Do you want to kill this guy or do you want to drop him?
I want to knock him out.
So you cold cock him across the face, but this goblin has a remarkable amount of gusto, and you get the sense he didn't cause any damage.
Oh,
And he's
okay.
like, I will stab you to death with this arrow, you son of a bitch.
Jesus.
You giant son of a bitch.
The fact that he can say that with a flappy cheek.
But admittedly, he's calling you a giant son of a bitch. So for Quinny, that must feel pretty great.
This is weird.
Which brings us to him. So he, as a free action, he says, I hear you're collecting these. And he spits a tooth in your face, and then he tries to stab you with his arrow. And he fails horribly. It seems like he's using up the last of his abilities in screaming at you rather than doing effective combat. The other one who's running away is covered in acid.
That's our captive.
I want him taken alive.
He starts just screaming to the heavens like, there's a wizard! Why is there always a wizard?
Bring him in alive or alive. All right, I'm throwing acid on him.
It's the only thing I had that could have hit him.
It's amazing. I love it.
He takes off at a proper sprint, but as you see as he runs, he's like trying to get the acid off him, and like he's basically like shedding pieces of skin and clothes as he goes.
God.
He disappears
What
into the
have
night.
I done?
This would be fine if you were like, I throw acid at him. But you were like, we need one of these guys alive. I throw acid. Which makes it so great.
Quinny must be so confused. I mean, for me, I don't know what the fuck's going on over there.
Just to be clear, a lot of these spells I've never really practiced against a living thing before.
It's a very academic wizarding background.
She's read a lot of books, but has never seen acid touch a person.
That's so true.
I thought it was just like they melt like snowmen.
They had gloves for that. Like, come on.
I saw him wearing gloves. He should have been fine. It would have just made him slick.
So that brings us to the ones facing you.
Yeah, the other half of the war I'm fighting alone.
The one who's
Secretly in my head, I'm going, where the fuck are they?
I'm working on this,
the
okay?
one who's being choked by you is like kicking and desperately trying to scrabble free. He tries, but fails horribly because he's a tiny goblin being held up by the throat, and you're like a gargantuan monster of a thing. So he spends his turn just desperately struggling to try and get away and telling you about his dog. His friend behind him.
Does he say his dog's name?
His name is Goblin Jr.
You're fucking sick. You're gonna kill this guy. And he's like, please, I have a dog. He's like, tell me the dog's name before I kill you.
No, I wasn't asking that question. I just wanted to know if he'd yelled it.
Yes, well,
Okay.
he's like, because, I mean, people told me not to name him after our own species because that was dumb, but I thought he looked like a goblin who was small, so I named him Goblin Jr.
I love the idea that he's been like trained for these situations. Like, tell your attacker more personal details about you, and they're less
Really
likely to
endear
hurt
yourself
you.
to your attacker.
Yeah, they had like a basic self-defense class, and mainly it was just begging.
If your attacker is neutral good, you might make it out of this.
So the goblin behind him, stringing up his bow, is like, yeah, keep him talking. And he looses an arrow. Unfortunately, he hits his friend Goblin in the back.
Windshields.
So the goblin's like, please, his name is Goblin Jr. He does lots of tricks. I've taught him many things. He would love to meet you And then an arrow sticks out of his eye, and gradually you see the light in his eyes fade out.
And I just look at him, I'm like, man, that one wasn't on me.
The goblin behind him's like, fuck, now I have to take care of Goblin Jr. when I get home. So that's their turn. Alyn, would you like to disfigure anyone else today?
She's going to save Quinny. She throws acid.
No, I am actually a little bit concerned about Quinny. It's taken a long time to take this goblin out. So I run, take my quarterstaff in both hands, and try to bludgeon him over the head.
Deal. So roll an attack, please.
So I got 12.
So you run up and you try and smack him across the back of the head. The goblin's really squirmy as he's kind of like trying to fight and stab. However, you do get the sense that because you're now flanking the goblin, that you may have just given an advantage to our buddy Quinny over here.
okay.
Which brings us to stop the round. Butthole, you're holding a dead goblin by the throat. You feel much healthier now.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. So I drop the goblin, and then I turn to the other goblin, and I stare at him, and I say, let's have a conversation about Goblin Jr., you son of a bitch. And then I charge at him, and I yell, in the name of Moonhammer, and I swing my warhammer, but I'm hitting him with the pommel. I want to knock this fucker out.
Great.
Fuck me. 4.
So you run at him, you try and hit him with the pommel. As you do it, though, you kind of like trip over the spear that the goblin was carrying. It's kind of a bad maneuver. And the bow and arrow goblin sort of like steps to the side. And he's like, you're not fit to say Goblin Jr.'s name. Which brings us to Quinny.
Let's try and finish this guy off
Great.
with a short sword. 12, sweet. And 5, so 17.
So you managed to hit. Roll your damage.
I roll 2d6 on advantage with sneak attack. Oh, nice. 8.
So Alyn comes running in, swings the quarterstaff. The goblin dodges. As he does, you just kind of grab the side of his head, carry the momentum, and smash him against a tree.
Cool. And this knocks him out?
And he's out.
I want to cross the road and help out Butthole.
Okay, yeah. So
I just said I want to help out Butthole.
Yeah, as you do. Yeah, you can start.
Yeah, I just as soon as he drops, I book it out.
Cross the road. So I'm going to say, kind of like making your way through the thicket, you kind of get to the horses. So you can see sort of in the brush on the edge of the woods on the other side, them fighting. But you
can hear several yells, including the words "Goblin Junior."
Okay, so the goblin bowman, similar to the guy you just fought, he can't really shoot you at that range, so he just takes an arrow and tries to jam it in your eye.
Take your best shot. I got a shield again, bitch.
He stabs at you. He misses. He kind of gets like tangled in your beard a little bit. He like pulls it back out. It's really frustrating.
Yeah,
for
guys,
him.
I have a sick beard. Tom knows. I didn't say that earlier.
Okay.
It's sick and it's bright red. I'm also bald.
Is that how he describes himself in character?
Shaved clean, top of the head, bushy beard. I actually note on my character sheet it says hair and it says bald, and then in parentheses red.
So he feels like this is going pretty badly, but he's also really angry about having to take care of this dog that he doesn't like. So he's just gonna stick around. Which brings us to Alyn. The goblin is unconscious and bleeding at your feet, and you can hear shouts of Goblin Junior across the road.
Can I pick up the goblin and carry him? I don't need to do a strength check?
No,
Can I?
no.
Yes! I just figured I'm so weak.
It's uncomfortable, but yeah, you sort of fire him and carry.
Okay, so I pick him up and I also start walking in the direction
Great.
as fast as I can.
Top of the round, Butthole.
Great. So I'm just gonna take a big old swing at this goblin who's right there, and I just yell, "Fuck you!" He's not a deep thinker when he's in combat. It's just it happens. 20.
For 20.
Nice.
Critical hit. So,
And I'm to be clear, I'm pommeling again. I don't actually want to kill this guy. I need to take one alive.
you smack him squarely. Fuck you! Bam! And he just like, there's just a brief second of him kind of staring at you, and then he just falls forward at your feet, unconscious.
Nice. And I swing one leg over, and I just stand straddling him, and I hold my warhammer aloft, and I just yell, "For Moonhammer!" in celebration, and my eyes flash super bright for a second, and then they go out, and I'm back to being me, human, and I'm standing there like, fuck yeah, this beard saved my life.
Are we out of combat?
Great. Yes, you are now out of combat.
All right. I yell up, "Is that guy unconscious?"
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I look back and I'm like, "Alyn, you can melt the other one now."
Do I have to?
It just seems like you like doing it.
So I'll pick up my goblin and sling him over my shoulder and walk out into the street, and I'll be like, "How'd you guys do?"
I got a goblin.
we knocked one out. One ran away.
I don't know if he's going to make it, though.
Yeah, no, we can follow the pieces of him that he's leaving behind. I want to
Okay.
track him down.
Here's our problem. Moonhammer knows that when there's one goblin, they're sort of like cockroaches. There's a lot of goblins. I got mine. He's fine. Jesus, what did you guys do to yours?
I kind of really scared the guy who ran away. And then we only reinforced that by melting his spine.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to be...
What is he dead or is he alive? Because if he gets back to the camp, we could have a whole bunch of goblins here in 2 seconds.
Look, I don't know. He took off. He was literally falling apart.
Do you know what? I'm going to pray on it and we'll know. Let's see what Moonhammer thinks. Moonhammer says he's dead. For the record, I just chose a dice because sometimes this cleric just prays on things and trusts the gods. 1 to 3, dead. 4 to 6, alive, and we had to chase him. So he's dead. So I am flawlessly confident after my short prayer that one is dead.
Okay.
We need to find out what's going on, right? Because that's Grunder's symbol.
So a quick inspection of the 2 saddlebags shows that they've been looted, but there is no sign of Sildar or Grundon.
So I tie up my goblin. I got rope, so
Yeah.
I
I
tie
got
him
rope
up.
too.
I tie him up pretty good, and I sit him down next to the cart, like leaning against one of the wheels. I lean over to Alyn and I'm like, "Why don't you take yours somewhere else? We can both ask him questions, and then when we meet up, we'll know if their stories match."
So a cursory check does seem, you do feel confident that you could track the little bits of this goblin that have fallen off, at least for a ways.
Excellent tactic, Alyn.
It also, you also get the sense that they've been staging ambushes here for a while.
And I take some like a water skin out of the cart and I just dump it on his stupid goblin face.
All right, so you've tied him up, you've woken him up. The goblin wakes up, he's like, where? Oh, fuck you again.
Listen, you're pretty cocky for a guy who just shot his best friend in the face. So
Whoa. He was hardly a best friend. He wouldn't help me move or anything.
I cast thaumaturgy. My eyes now glow bright red, and my voice is 3 times as loud. And I yell, "Shut up! I'm asking questions."
The goblin seems pretty impressed by that. There's a small puddle of impressed coming out from between his legs.
I fart dramatically, and it smells really bad. And I waft it at him.
Ugh, you people are monsters.
Tell me where Goblin Jr. is.
So can you roll me an intimidation check, please?
18.
So the goblin's steely resolve starts to tremble and quiver a bit. And he's like, oh, okay, fuck, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry, okay. Look, there's a cave nearby. That's where we all hang out, and that's we attack people. Sometimes we kill them, and sometimes we just steal them. It's what Clark wants, and what Clark wants we do. So Goblin Jr. is with Clark. Clark tends to kick dogs a lot, so I don't think Goblin Jr. is going to do too well. But you know what? Lead Dork should have taken better care of him, and maybe shouldn't have come on this raiding party if he was so concerned about his fucking dog. That's the guy I shot.
Okay, enough of that. Follow-up question. How many goblins are in this cave?
Fucking, I don't know, man. I've been in the woods for days.
Guess you've been there before. I don't know at all. You know his name.
Fine. Fuck, there's I don't know, there's a few. There's a few, 6 maybe? I don't know.
What's the over-under on this?
Look, man, it's not like we have some kind of, communal book where all our faces are with a number of friends that we can just count and tell you conveniently. That's witchcraft.
Two more questions, and then
we'll kill you.
No, well, we'll sort that out later. Question 1. There's a dwarf and I think it was human. Sildar was human. There's a dwarf and a human in shitty armor. The dwarf probably didn't shut up. You caught them. He had really cool boots.
Oh, cool boots guy. Yeah.
Are they alive or did you kill them?
They were alive when I saw them last.
In the cave?
Or at least the human was. Yeah, I think he's still there. I mean, I think they're having some fun with him.
Super. That's not creepy at all. And last question, Clark. Just tell me more about this Clark guy.
Oh, fuck. Well,
any weaknesses? Any mortal weaknesses or allergies?
Well, so listen.
To quote Assassin's Creed, is there an opportunity for a unique kill?
Clark's our boss. We kind of drew the short straw with him. I mean, it's not like we got to. It's not like we got to, work for the big guy or anything. But anyway, he's kind of running things. He's one of those big furry guys. They're like your size, but kind of scarier. Bugbears. Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of those smelly bugbear type guys. And yeah, he's kind of an asshole. To be honest, he's a bit of an asshole, and he's the one who takes care of the hideout.
And I say, excellent, great answering your questions. I think we're done here. What's the opposite of lights in?
Lights out.
Bam! And I hit him in the face with the pummel of my warhammer again.
You shatter his goblin nose.
Great. Did I knock him out? Because that was my goal.
Yeah. He's down.
He's tied up, so I'm gonna go try to find Alyn and see what she learned and what Quinny learned. So I'll go wait by the.
Cool. So you guys were gonna good cop, bad cop. Your guy. What are you doing with him?
Well, first of all, you want to do good cop, you want to do bad cop?
I kind of want to do bad cop.
I think you're pretty good at bad cop from what I've seen.
Her good cop would be a disaster.
Now, me and this guy do have a bit of a history.
Acid.
Since I cut his mouth open and said I'm collecting teeth, but we'll see how I do with good cop.
You guys are gonna do bad cop, bad cop.
I pull one of the salted, the cured meats from the cart, wave it under his nose to kind of get him awake. I'm like, hey, buddy.
I'm standing back about 5 feet or so, just playing with my ring.
How you feeling?
He spits out blood. You get the sense he's gradually bleeding to death.
Okay. Here, I give him some of the meat to chew on, and hopefully kind of stop up.
It tastes like blood.
Yeah.
Kind of wish I hadn't spat that tooth at you. It would have been real useful right now.
Hey, it's okay. I hope you've got other teeth.
I have a few, thanks.
Look, real sorry about that nasty business in the thicket before. I don't know what came over me.
No, we probably shouldn't have, tried to kill you.
Yeah. Well,
it's really scary. We thought you guys were bandits.
Yeah.
You're going to rob us now?
Well, no, not necessarily.
Wait, so you're not bandits?
No,
we were going to let you go if you were just bandits.
Oh, really? Hindsight is 20/20, I guess. Am I right?
I don't know what that means.
Hey, look, buddy.
He's
what's
a dungeon
your name?
master.
My name's Clagdork.
Hey, Clagdork. My name's Quinny.
Hi, Quinny. It's a nice name.
Yeah.
All
Thank you.
halflings have nice names.
I think so.
Just for the podcasters at home, this is a hobbit interrogating a heavily injured goblin.
Hey, look, buddy. Me and my friends here, we want to formally apologize to you and your family.
No, my family's dead. Don't worry about them.
Whoever you associate with on a regular basis.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, we just want to, I feel bad. So
Okay.
where can I go to do that?
Well, I mean, the underworld, I guess, if you want to thank my family, I don't know.
No, like in a more material plane kind of thing.
Are you guys just going to kill me? Like, is this like a...
That's kind of up to you, buddy.
What answer do you want to not kill me? Because
The truth would probably be best.
Okay, well, what do you want to know?
I want to know where your clan of goblin friends are.
Oh,
Maybe
shit.
Did you take our dwarf and our human friend?
Oh, yeah. We took a dwarf and I think it was like a dwarf and a tall dwarf. Yeah.
Anyone over 3 feet all looks the same to me.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? No one gets that.
Amen, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, we
right.
are bonding.
Speaking of bonding, can you bond this giant cut on my face to a bandage,
Well,
maybe?
hey, come on. Priorities here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too.
This is very pressing. We need to find where this cave is. So if you tell us, then, I'll be able to maybe patch you up a bit.
Okay, all right. So you go down the trail, and he just kind of describes roughly where to go. We took the dwarf, not the tall dwarf. The tall dwarf's at the cave. I think I think Clark's having some fun with him or something. I never understood that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Clark's a weird guy. I'm sorry. I've lost a lot of blood and teeth today.
You're so close. Just tell us where we need to go for that cave and.
Well, yeah. So you go, down the path a ways. You're gonna want to watch out though, because we set up like a pit trap and a couple of things. So he kind of tells you where those are.
Okay.
But yeah, we delivered the dwarf to King Groll, as we were told to do.
King Groll?
But you don't want to fuck with him, man. He's scary. He's scarier than like that guy on the street who was all like farty and magic.
Scary,
also,
right?
I thought I saw did someone throw acid at someone? I thought I smelled burning goblin.
Yeah, that's my friend over my shoulder here.
Oh fuck!
She's been instructed to step in if you don't cooperate with me.
So I immediately conjure Mage Hand
Oh no!
and throw it basically at this goblin's throat and say, if you don't tell us the truth, the whole truth, and not these lies that you've been spouting at my friend Quinny,
I was really expecting nothing but the truth.
you're going to end up just like your friend, your acid-splashed friend.
Oh my god! You people are monsters!
I've got a running theory that Alyn is a sociopath.
It's working for me. I'm loving Alyn.
Look, okay, fuck. What else you want to know? Like, I can't. Okay, like.
Any guard posts or anything?
Yeah, there's two. We have a little guard post right at the mouth of the cave that we use to ambush people when they try and steal our shit.
Any back doors?
No. But when we need to go to the bathroom and stuff, we use this path. I guess you can go up that way, and you could probably get the jump on the guards.
So hey, thank you so much for all that info. I don't have a bandage or any medical supplies.
Even just a piece of your shirt would be fine.
No,
You've got, like, a
I'm wearing
bag.
that. So
Like any.
I'm already walking away.
Tell Yimik I love him.
I'll take the I guess probably like the paper that the meat was wrapped in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just give that to him to kind of put against his cheek.
So you go over and hand it to him, but he's non-responsive. You check his eyes, and it seems that as you walked away, he finally did, in fact, bleed to death.
Oh, good. I wrapped the leftover meat up in the clean paper. So glad we didn't waste this and put it back in the cart.
So seeing them return from their separate section, I walk over and I'm like, hey guys, how did it go?
Really, really well. He's dead.
Oh.
How about your guy?
Okay, here's what I learned. Dwarf and human, still alive. Mm-hmm. My goblin's still alive. And they have a cave.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask where the cave was or how to get there.
We got that.
Really?
Yeah. Also, any kind of traps that are along the way. Also, guards positioned outside the cave. Also, a couple names. Clark, King Groll.
Oh, Clark I know about. Clark is the boss, a goblin, and he's mean.
Yeah.
I was intimidating.
She was intimidating as fuck, dude.
Nice. Well, I mean, you murdered him, so that's scary. Oh, also, Clark is a bugbear, which is like a werebear, ogre, human-sized... it's a bear thing.
Okay.
Here's our question. Can we bring our cart to the cave from what you guys learned?
We're at the end of day 2 here?
End of day 2, yeah.
And it's how long of a ride? 2
The
and a
guest
half?
would take you about 2.5.
Yeah, but we're not getting paid on delivery unless we bring
Right, but
Gundarn and...
Do you think our stuff is safer in a town before we go back out and fetch the guys? Or do
They
you think
could kill them in 2 days. My guy said they were playing with them. And I
Well,
don't
that
think,
doesn't sound good.
They're not playing like flag football. I don't think that's what they mean. All right, take the cart as close as we can, and then we'll off-road.
Yeah, we better find a place to hide it.
Okay.
Cool. So,
I'm going to bring along my unconscious goblin.
Okay, great.
You're what?
The unconscious goblin that I
Oh,
still have.
okay.
I mean, I didn't murder mine, so that's why I still have him to worry about.
It was self-defense.
Not when they're captives.
I don't know. We could have broken out. I think you're right.
Did he break out?
He didn't break out.
Murder.
So you take the cart further down along the path. Because the goblin gave you a lot of information about kind of what's going on, you're able to very easily find a place, perhaps where the goblins would prep and prepare, that you're able to kind of like pull the wagon off, hide it. You can tie up the oxen so they're just kind of hanging out. But you're confident leaving it there. It seems like a good parking spot. And you make your way along the goblin
I was going
trail.
to say, is anybody really good at persuasion?
You try and talk this goblin into guard duty?
Yeah. We got a goblin. It's that or we murder him, and I'm not really crazy about random goblin murder. Okay, I got this. I'm gonna go wake up my goblin. So I take another water skin and I dump it on his stupid goblin face.
Lights out.
Nope,
That's the opposite of lights in, right?
Perfect. Yeah, let's pick up where we left
am
off.
I? What?
So here's the deal. This sounds really threatening, and that's not really where I was intending to go with this. But you got two options.
Okay.
I can untie you.
Yeah.
And you can guard this cart.
Oh, what's option B?
We murder you.
Why? What?
Because I can't really leave you here tied up, or you could get away, or you could make noise. You could do a lot of bad stuff. Also, when we come back, what are we going to do? It's exactly the same thing. I got to trust you, or we got to take you out.
I whisper to Alyn, hey, summon your invisible helper and get him to hold this dagger. I pass a dagger.
I do conjure my unseen servant, who is this kind of massless, kind of shapeless form that takes the dagger.
I just kind of yell out like, we've got an invisible assassin that's going to be watching you at all times.
Oh, shit.
If you screw us over, you're getting stabbed. You won't even see it coming.
So I'm like, Quinny, keep talking it up. And I just grab Alyn and I do like a little huddle off to the side. I'm like, Alyn, can this thing actually stay and do that?
It's good for like an hour. Do you know what? I'll tell this little guy to hang around for a little bit and then just kind of, back away into the woods slowly.
What if at the hour mark, it like waves it in front of the knife in front of his face and then throws it right between his feet? And then
Done.
Perfect. All right, so I go back to him and I'm like, here's the deal. The visible ninja, like Quinny said, he's going to be here watching you and he'll kill you. And if you think he won't, you'll see that dagger. It's just floating there. And you know what? If he thinks you're getting uppity, he's going to throw it right at the ground between your feet. And if you so much as think a bad thought after that, it's coming out of the ground and he's going to kill you with it. But if you do this job, we're going to start you a nice fire. We're going to leave you like a lunch. Like, we're not unreasonable. We'd like to be friends.
Yeah, we got some leftover salted meat.
Yeah, we saw you shoot your friend in the face. So we got to set some ground rules.
I shot him in the back of the head. There's a difference.
It came out his face. I was real close.
All right. Well, fair enough.
So are you cool with guard duty?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely better than option B.
Yes, it is.
Death.
Yes, it is, my friend.
So I take a pickaxe out of the cart. Part of me want to go and I slam it into his face. No, I give it to him as a weapon, like something that's his size. I set up a fire.
Wow, this is the nicest thing anyone's ever given me.
And I give him some food. And then I'm like, all right, so that guy's there. We'll be back. And when we come back, if you're still here in the cart safe, I'll give you a gold piece and we'll let you go.
Oh, my God. Oh, you're God.
Moonhammer, our God. Praise Moonhammer, right?
Yeah. Moonhammer. Yeah, I like that too.
All right, I think we're good to go.
Okay. As we make our way to the cave, I like quietly so that the goblin can't hear it, be like, goblins cannot be trusted. They're cowardly. They switch sides, like whatever benefits them. With the servant being there for an hour, we're probably guaranteed an hour. After that, we should really think about coming back out here.
Oh, I'm really counting on an hour 15. Like, that's all I think we're getting out of it. But if we kill everyone in the cave, he doesn't have anybody to go ask for help.
Right, unless like our caravan returns or something.
Yeah, but then we could be screwed no matter what. So,
all right, let's go.
Maybe Alyn can kill him when we get back, because that's how you guys do interrogations. Admittedly more effectively.
We get results.
But we're going to work on this. You work on not murdering them, and I'll work on asking better questions, because Moonhammer is deeply uncomfortable with the murder of prisoners.
To be fair, the prisoner did bleed out.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, and they didn't tell me that.
The killing stroke was made before they were made prisoner.
And were they given medical assistance? Or?
I offered paper, but they didn't say anything.
Okay, do you know what, Quinny? My apologies. Moonhammer teaches us not to judge right out the gate. I may have been wrong about how this went down.
Apology accepted.
Alyn, you still make me nervous.
I just want to point out that we're learning a lot about the limitations of my magic.
And acid.
And there don't seem to be a lot so far, so maybe we'll be a little bit more careful.
Okay, Quinny and Alyn, you know where traps are.
Yeah, let's navigate these traps.
Great. So as you go along, you see little pieces of burnt, acid-burned flesh and clothing that seem to have been dropped.
I'm having minor regrets.
I bump fists with Alyn.
Regretful fist bump.
Regretful fist bump.
I fart mournfully.
So you managed to get around the pit trap that was set up. You feel like you may have noticed it, but maybe not. So you're pretty happy to miss that. There's a snare that you managed to get around. A little ways further down, you find what's left of a goblin. It seems he finally gave up the ghost.
And I look at the other two and go, Moonhammer knew. He was dead, remember? Because I prayed.
Yeah. No, he was hit with a ball of acid.
Yep. And Moonhammer knew that he died.
Well, thank Moonhammer.
Amen.
So
And then I fart like a 3-note progression, like burr, burr, burr.
And I kind of turn around where I'm sitting in the cart just to face away from you guys and kind of slowly weep because
We're not in the car. We're walking.
we're not in the cart.
No, we left the car with the goblin.
with
Oh
the goblin,
shit!
yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Well, I move a little ways away from you so you guys can't see me. I have silent tears because
Little
it's a
misty-eyed.
little bit overwhelming what's just happened, and it's just kind of hitting me that I took a life today.
Okay.
She watched a man die.
I
Cool
can't-
with it. Finds a body fucked up.
I can't see that you are upset or anything like that, but over your shoulder, just yell, "You done good, Alyn."
I don't respond.
I'm still busy farting my 3 notes and just feeling really proud of Moonhammer for like passing on accurate knowledge.
excellent. So once you've done your respective morning rituals, you take the side route that the goblin told you about that you wouldn't have noticed if you'd just been on your own, and you're able to you can kind of see up to sort of a blind spot that the goblins probably used to ambush people trying to enter the cave. Can you roll me some stealth checks? Those of you who are sneaking, if you're not sneaking because you're, I don't know, covered in armor and farting, maybe don't roll me one and just hang back.
I think I'll hang back and let you guys scout.
I'm doing some sneaks. I got 22.
I got 5.
Oh, fuck.
So
Dum dum dum.
She looks over at you and yells, "I'm sneaking so good!"
You just get overwhelmed by the goblins. Like,
well, I was gonna say, yeah, as you go up, you accidentally let out a sob, and Quinny notices it despite being super stealthy and says, "You done good, Alyn." And then from up the ridge here, what the fuck? And roll for initiative.
My initiative is 6.
I have 10.
I'm sitting pretty good here at 21.
Quinny, will come as no surprise to you. You're up first. You realized that perhaps you shouldn't have yelled. You just really wanted your new friend to feel okay because you feel pretty okay about that acid burn. Just up ahead of you is the goblin blind that they would use to attack. It's just a little small outcropping, just slightly raised up from the cave's entrance. You can see 2 goblins who were sitting there by a fire. Both of them are like scrambling for their weapons. What do you do?
I think I'm going to stay right where I am and take out my short bow.
Cool.
Try and hit one guy
All
with
right,
a short
light him
bow.
up.
Yeah. 15.
Great, that'll hit.
And that's 4 damage.
So you shoot one of them squarely. He's kind of like, oh, God, no. It's all happening. My horoscope was right. Okay, next up we have that goblin. So he just took an arrow to the arm. He drops down, picks up his short bow, and desperately tries to fire back at you. So he manages to hit you.
All right.
It's a scattered shot, but he manages to pull it off, and you will take 4 points of damage.
Okay, I'm down to 5.
Brings us to Alyn.
Oh man, I'm really hesitant to acid splash them again.
Oh, come on.
But it's kind of what I've got.
I'm so happy. Do it. Do it up.
So I'm very regretfully and
You're doing good, Alyn.
but trying to summon my resolve, I cast acid splash towards both of them.
Great. I have to roll
okay.
to see if they dodge out of the way. Roll your damage, please.
3.
So you throw your acid bubble at them, regretfully, but also knowing that your dear friend Quinny, your new best pal, has just taken a bolt to the shoulder. When the bubble bursts, it sprays both goblins. The one who just fired, unfortunately, had his mouth open in a scream. And it sprays into his mouth, and you see him slowly gurgle and fall apart as he's eaten from the inside out.
What have I done?
We're not going to need him. He's no good for interrogation.
The other goblin, however, manages to jump screaming out of the way and grabs his short bow, which brings us to his turn. So having just seen a wizard, something that scares all goblins, he tries to fire a shot off at you. And so he will hit you, and you'll take 3 points of damage.
Oh my. Okay, I'm down to 5.
It screams, "Kill the witch! Kill the witch!"
And this is the point we were talking about. Butthole! Get up here!
Butthole, it is your turn.
So I sprint towards my 2 companions, having heard "kill the witch" and a cry for help from my small friend.
I'm going to say because you weren't sneaking with them, you're actually further away. So we'll give you a double move to get you up there. So basically, you managed to burst out into the thicket.
I'll try to get in between them and the enemy.
You can do that for sure.
Oh, so
and
ahead of us.
shield them with my body.
Cool.
Yep. So you use your turn to just barrel up, throwing caution to the wind, dropped your shield.
Yeah, I look at the 2 of them and I say, "Give me a second." And I squat down, shielding them with my body and preparing a fart.
Excellent.
Jesus.
Excellent. Brings us to the top of the round. Quinny.
I do have an ability called Naturally Stealthy. I can hide behind creatures that are larger than me.
Yeah, you can totally hide behind
If I disappear from behind my friend and an arrow kind of comes out from behind him, does
Okay.
that work?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, sure.
I can I got my shield on one side, but I'll raise it up to let an arrow fly through when it's not expected.
So you can go ahead and roll to hide.
Natural 19, so I'm
Great.
probably
Yeah.
good. here.
So you're definitely able to hide behind his bulk. Fire at will.
All right. So that's a 1, but I have lucky. So when I roll a 1 on a saving throw attack or ability check, I can re-roll and use the new result.
Excellent. Go
So
ahead.
let's say
Plus you have
3
advantage,
Yeah,
so
3
you-
rolls
yep.
is what we're saying. So it's a 17 and a 14. So we'll take the 17 plus 5.
So roll your damage.
5 plus 3, 8.
Great. You punch a hole straight through his head.
Sweet.
The goblin falls down next to his acid dissolving companion.
I look down at the bodies and I go, "Nice one, Quinny." Alyn, acid. What are you doing? Moonhammer does not approve dissolving your enemies into puddles.
Quinny appreciates it.
I have to ask you this question. What's the difference between dissolving them and bludgeoning someone to death? Is there a difference?
You can bludgeon. Okay, let's just take the examples we have here. Moonhammer likes clear examples. Shooting someone directly in the head,
Okay.
they die immediately.
Right.
There's pain, but it's done immediately. Boiling someone down to their essence while they're still alive is something that perhaps a villain would do as a punishment for an underling.
Can I just say, in the future, maybe you can attack before I do?
I would love to, but I was waiting back so someone could sneak to camp. The sneaking failed, and I just threw my body between you and danger. I think there's some just appreciation that could be...
Quinny also appreciates that.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of appreciation. Do you know what? This is probably not the time to have this argument. We did just kill 2 people screaming, "Kill the witch," outside of a base full of goblins.
Let's move on.
Yeah, this might be a good moment to be proactive.
All right.
Stop shaming me.
Stop acid shaming her.
So stepping over the corpses of the 2 goblins, you step out into the goblin blind, which is a sort of small, hollowed-out part of briar thickets and woods. There's some wooden planks set along to provide room for the goblins to hide, which are dead. There's nothing too much around here. You can now see down into the cave mouth. It's a large cave in a hillside. It's about 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. There's a shallow stream which flows out of the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets. There's a narrow, dry path that leads into the cave on the right-hand side of the stream. It looks like there's really the only one...
Just the path? We wouldn't go up the stream or anything?
path in. You could attempt the stream if you'd like. It is fairly shallow.
Okay.
So you certainly could. It would just be difficult because you'd be lugging all your shit through.
Fair enough. You want to just take the path in, guys?
I close my eyes and pray to
God.
Moonhammer. We should take the stream.
Explain.
I prayed. Moonhammer spoke to me and said that the easy path is not always the best. Sometimes the greatest fart is one that is contained and struggled for. It gives the greatest joy and requires the greatest strength.
Alyn,
The
I'm
stream.
looking for a second opinion here.
I'm actually really just curious about what does Moonhammer sound like? Are these words that you hear in your mind, or is this a feeling that you have and then you just...
The goddess Moonhammer just speaks through a knowing. I think on a problem, and then I know the answer, as it has been divinely decreed. If either of you had had a strong feeling, we may already have been journeying, but you did not, and that is what Moonhammer is for.
I'm inclined to find out how accurate Moonhammer's.
You want to roll me a religion check?
24.
So, you spend a lot of time reading about deities. It's generally a good thing for wizards to know. You've never heard of a deity named Moonhammer, and you've heard of some pretty obscure deities. So in terms of how this god could possibly communicate with someone, you're not entirely sure.
Right. So what's our other option into this cave?
A path.
Let's go with the path.
I'm voting path.
Do what you must, but my God has spoken, and I shall not go against her words.
We are splitting the party.
So this is the stream.
Yep.
There's like a little pathway up into the cave mouth. There's the cave mouth here. You guys are just in this little like thing. So I normally
They literally both go the same way.
yes.
But I'm going in the stream. Moonhammer has spoken. I cannot go against her divine will, or we will be punished.
We're not going to
Quinny,
change this guy's mind.
All right. Do you want to walk alongside him as long as we can?
I'll walk behind him, yeah.
All right.
Moonhammer decreed, and we shall follow
Yeah,
her
that's,
wishes.
that's good.
I thought it was a god like 20 minutes ago.
Moonhammer is a god.
Like
And we shall
a
follow
male
her
god,
wishes.
not a
No,
goddess.
no. Always a
Oh,
she.
okay.
He says God, but she. I don't get it. Have you healed
God
us?
is not
Are-
male.
Are we healed up?
I must circle back to this point to assume the gender of a god is male. Oh, the hubris. What about the god of motherhood? A man? Fie upon you.
Why couldn't it be a man?
Why must it be a man? You speak as a man to me, Alyn. You are a man, and you are a man, and you both speak to me so disappointingly.
Now seems like a good time to address this.
We should probably bring this. I'm a woman. I know that the name's confusing.
What?
Gender, a complicated issue. Will Butthole Farch learn something? Or will he attempt to clear-explain his way out of it? Or will all our heroes die having this argument outside a cave full of murderers? Listen on to find out. And if you like what you hear, you can follow us at DD&D Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. That's DD Podcast. You can also support the show and further our quest through our Patreon at patreon.com/garbageproductions or visit our website at garbageproductions.net. Not .com. Only a blasphemer uses a .com. We are garbageproductions.net. But more important than all that, tune in next time for another episode of Dum Dums and Dragons!